In my years of binging the most high quality TV shows and movies as a child, I realized something. Some of these villains are looking kind of stupid. Like in some scenarios, they'll have the world in the palm of their hand and still manage to fumble it due to their own mistakes. I feel like there aren't enough people talking about villains that have potential to generally reach their goals, yet still lose because of their own stupidity. Like Thanos. He literally had all 6 Infinity Stones. You know, one of the most powerful objects in existence within his universe. Maybe in all of fiction, as far as I know. But he still ended up getting defeated by an obese alcoholic with an axe. The person your Asian parents want their offspring to become.
That is exactly the daughter my mom wishes came out of her vagina.
And the slightly more roided up LeBron James. So listen to me yap about some of the dumbest mistakes your favorite villains make. I feel like this mistake is pretty dumb within itself, but for some reason it happens pretty often. And what really makes me mad is that it's usually the more intelligent and competent villains that do this. Like Syndrome from The Incredibles. He literally had all 4 of his enemies pinned down and it's pretty obvious he had no problem with killing them. So why not just do it? Imagine this. If you're a busted overpowered villain and you have all your ops pinned down, do you A. kill them immediately, or B. explain your plan in great detail and reveal confidential information that could possibly lead to your defeat? Well, if you chose A, you're an idiot. The answer is B. But why? I don't know. For some reason, there's this trend with villains monologuing about their evil plans instead of going for the kill immediately, which obviously ends in them losing. This is the type of thing Thanos does. I watched the movie again, and there were at least 1, 2, 3, 4 moments in the movie where he could have killed a major character. Which really sucks because he's one of the smartest and most interesting Marvel villains to ever exist in my opinion. And he honestly would have won if he just murdered his enemies for good when he had the chance. He does it again on Titan after they finish fighting. He had 5 out of 6 of the stones and he could have easily laid waste to whatever survivors were left, but he decided to leave anyway. Apparently he didn't kill Iron Man because he made a deal with Doctor Strange to spare his life in exchange for the Time Stone. And he actually decides to honor this deal because he doesn't lie. Wouldn't it be smarter to leave no survivors so they can't regroup and jump him later?
Alright, so this is basically what I mean. Like, after everybody's weakened into, like, damage to fight back, he could have found each survivor that didn't, like, die at first. He could have taken the Power Stone and just boom, 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 over and over again until they died. Why didn't he just do that?
He makes the same mistake in Wakanda too. He could have easily plowed through everybody with the Power Stone alone in like 30 seconds. Then maybe he wouldn't have gotten his empty head chopped off.
Once again, that purple dot on his glove is his key to winning here. So the Hulkbuster charges at Thanos with intent to kill. You use the Power Stone and it immediately pierces through the armor and kills Banner immediately. An African furry comes out of nowhere and pounces at him. Do you think Vibranium would stop the Power Stone?
A bunch of other characters I don't really care about. Power Stone.
So yeah, Thanos gets F tier. There are loads of villains that make the same mistake. But I feel like everything else I want to say can be summarized in this one clip.
You're too late. This is the next stage of You talk too much.
If we're being honest, the only thing worse than villains that waste time are villains with plans that were doomed to fail from the beginning. Like this idiot. This is Nolan Sorrento from Ready Player One. He basically wants to own this thing called the Oasis and cover every player's screen with ads. To the point where it's unplayable. This is such a dumb idea to me, because if ad blockers are banned, then the number of players are going to drop dramatically. Nolan owning the Oasis is almost as bad as Elon Musk owning Twitter. His ad idea would do nothing but cost him more money than he can ever make. Next is Dr. Doofenshmirtz, who is my personal favorite on the list, but probably the most dumbest out of all of them. I'd say he had good potential to be a threatening villain, but all of his inventions had such bad design flaws. I mean, seriously, what is with this guy and self-destruct buttons? I honestly think he'd be dead by now if Perry wasn't around to intervene with his plans. This one I understand the least. Why would you bother going out of your way to abuse someone that's helping you? Especially if what you're doing is illegal. There are too many scenarios in genuinely good movies where the main villain's downfall happens partially because of how badly he treats his henchmen. And most of the time it's in the dumbest way possible, like Scar from Lion King. He said straight to Simba's face that he killed his father, just to be murdered by the same hyenas he betrayed mere moments later. Which honestly didn't even have to happen. He should have just killed Simba while he was hanging off the cliff. Then there are people that straight up murder their henchmen, like in Ninjago. You'd think one of the greatest cartoons ever made would have villains that are, actually good. I mean, in season 8, everything went downhill. I just hate how they changed the character design. It reminds me of the awfully mediocre movie they created. But I'm not here to talk about the character design. I'm talking about how this is 100% the worst adaptation of Lord Garmadon to ever exist. Even as a kid, nothing he did to me made any sense. There's a scene in the show where his henchmen, or his kids, I don't know, man, Princess Harumi and Garmadon have some really weird daddy-daughter dynamic.
My child, you have given me life. Stand and face your new father.
But basically, they all failed to bring his son again. So his only logical response is to murder one of the most busted members in the season. We saw this man solo all 4 of the ninjas, then almost dismantle Zane all by himself. Need to remind you, Zane is made out of pure titanium too. He's obviously the most useful out of the 4, so why punish him? How does it make any sense at all to kill the most useful employee that you have, and then send the 3 other weaker ones to do the same job they just failed as a team? I can honestly go on for a while with all my grievances for the newest seasons of Ninjago, but I'll save that for another video if you guys want to see that later. It's always fun to see villains summon something just to have it blow up in their face. Like, what were the terrorists in South Park even trying to accomplish? Like Ouija boards, I don't understand people that mess with them. Like, the end goal is to get in contact with the devil, but when he actually shows up, all you want to do is get rid of him. So then what was the point in using it in the first place? Alright, let me stop ranting and wrap up this long video. Honestly, in terms of stupidity, this one's ranked above number 3 and below number 4. Why do they always do this? Video games, TV shows, movies, almost every anime ever made. It just doesn't make any sense. Imagine this. If you're an evil henchman, and you see like 30 of your evil henchman co-workers get mixed by one dude, why would your first instinct be to try and finish him off? Honestly, some of these henchmen are probably braver than the main hero himself. Like, at least the hero would train more and try to get stronger before fighting the opposition. Man, being a low-ranking henchman must absolutely blow. Like, you constantly have to risk your life for somebody that doesn't even care about you. I can see why they switch sides so much. I mean, you gotta deal with getting pushed around and bullied by your own boss, and half the time you won't even live to see the end of the movie. Overall, some of these villains either need to come up with new strategies, or look into different career paths, because this is not it. That's gonna do it for this video though, guys. If you watched the end, I appreciate it because this did take a while to make. See you next time. Bye.